Hello, this is Junie, and I'm here to talk to you today about my process with cancer. I haven't talked about it on camera. I have been doing some Facebook posts, and I've been talking a lot about rewrite your life. Many of you have been receiving my posts about rewrite your life. And maybe you're feeling overwhelmed, like, okay, she's already sent me all of that. But I want you to know why that particular program is as important to me as any other work I've ever done that I've given my heart and soul to. So, for many of you who know this, and for those of you who don't, I was diagnosed in February this year, 2023, with an inoperable cancer. And it's not the sort of thing that any of us ever want to hear, those words that you have cancer. So my life shifted on a dime, as have millions of others before me. And my life has now been a time spent very much focused on how do I navigate this? What do I need to learn in order to go through this time in the most healthy way? And then you can unpack the word healthy. Healthy in mind. And what does that mean? It means the thoughts I think, the thoughts I choose to focus on. Do I allow myself to be seduced by fear? Do I remain positive? Can I? Will I? Is that something that happens 24/7? No, it doesn't. But there's always choice. And the choices for me is to feel the feelings that show up for me. And sometimes they are very raw and they are filled with fear. And I will feel them. I will enter into them in order for me to heal them. We've been hearing for a lot of years, feel it to heal it. It's not just a funky saying in the therapeutic circles. No, we need to feel and honor the feelings that show up and fully feel them, embrace them, love them. It's okay to be afraid. Cancer is a scary word. For many people, it's a death sentence in their mind. And for many people, it's the way it plays out. And for many people, it is not. So, back to the different ways I can move through this healthily. Mind, body. So I'm doing my very best to keep myself well hydrated, taking lots of supplements, seeing a naturopath, seeing an osteopath, doing a lot of alternative treatments. And now, starting soon, 2.5 weeks, I start radiation. And because my cancer has grown. And that too was a very difficult acknowledgement inside of me to realize, wow, with everything I'm doing, it's grown. I thought it had mostly dissolved. That was my hope. That was my prayer. Because on other levels, like psychologically, my goodness, working with everything I know how basically surrendering whatever is a paradigm that's unconscious, that is an old belief, it's not even in my conscious awareness. I've been asking to come into my awareness so I can see it, so I can deal with it, so I can heal it, so I can work with it, so I can embrace it in a way that it's no longer what I often call driving the bus. It's that young part of us that got scared and shut down and went hidden. And until it becomes conscious and we can do something about it, it'll stay driving the bus. It'll be the one that gets heavily triggered by something that's not what that person in front of us meant. Yet it reminds us unconsciously of something that happened years ago. So I've been doing that. And spiritually, my goodness, that's something that I'm very familiar with. I've been on my spiritual path most of my life. Oh gosh, yeah, I've dropped off the path and I'm always back on it. And I've been on it very, very, very steadily for a lot of years. And even more so now, talking to God, the universe, every day, 100 times a day, as often as I need to. So, physically, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, every way I could possibly know how, I am doing my part of what I can do to heal the cancer that is now growing larger. And because it's growing, I've decided to do the radiation, and that's bringing up a different place inside of me where I'm a little nervous about what that's going to look like. It's every day, 5 days a week for 5 or 6 weeks. And because of the area, which is right on the anus, it's very sensitive, so I was told that it could be 3rd-degree burns. So I need to be brave. Oh, look at that. I won't cut that out of the video because you know what it said? It's a reminder to take my supplements. That's another thing I do. I have an alarm that goes off 3 times a day. 4 actually. Take my supplements and another one in the evening for something else that I take. And an hour before I go to sleep. So, the thing that I want to share with you that I feel has maybe the most relevance of all, and the place I aspire to, and the place where I mostly live, is whether I live in this body or I don't, that it's my time, that I'm at peace. And I'm not there yet, because I'm still somewhere attached to wanting to stay. And I'm working at the place of being at peace no matter what. No matter what. When my mom was ill and dying, she was angry. She was really angry. And when my dad was ill and dying, he was angry. He was quieter in his way, but he was easily triggered, and he was very angry at the unfairness of it all. And it occurred to me way back then, my dad died many, many years ago. I think it was 1987. My mom about 15 years ago, not quite. I hoped that if ever I got sick, they both died of cancer, that I would have the maturity, the grace, the know-how, the ability, the will to move through it in a way where I would still be living my life. And so that's what I want to say to you. None of us know how long we have. Nobody. Nobody. We just don't know. We don't know when we walk out the door or when we open our eyes in the morning whether we will stay alive that day. And all we have is now. And now is these precious, precious, precious now of existence, of being alive. And there's so much to be grateful for. Every day, every moment of every day. And that's what I want to say. Yes, I am working to hopefully live, and I'm going to hold on to that intention of doing what I can on my end to stay healthy, healthiest I can through moving through this in all the ways I described. But more than that, to live my life with joy and gratitude and wonder and purpose. And I have to say, I am still doing that. I do that. People say, Junie, you are such an inspiration to me. Well, good. Good, because that's all I want to do. And that's all I want to be. There was a day, a morning, not even part of a morning a few days ago, when I woke up feeling really sad, scared, thinking, what's my purpose? And I felt without a purpose, I have no life. So what's the point? I didn't live there, but I explored it. I intentionally decided to look very deeply at that. And I knew it wasn't the truth. Byron Katie says, with her work called The Work, is it true? Can we really know that it's true? No, it's not true. Of course I have a purpose. I have a purpose. I'm alive. I have a purpose. I wake up, I breathe. And hopefully just my energy alone, right here, right now, will feed somebody else's maybe concerns or fears or despair. I've kept, my career has been as a therapist, a psychotherapist, to help people to work with the wounds that they carry so that they can too find meaning and purpose in their life and heal the past. Which of course is what Rewrite Your Life is all about. And for at least a decade now, more, I've been helping people to write their books so that they can put their voice out in the world in a way that matters to them. And both these offerings give me so much joy and pleasure and gratitude to be able to walk hand in hand with another human soul with what matters to them. What a privilege. So I still work. I have clients, and I will till I can't anymore. And I love it. I love it because it feeds me. So when you see the Rewrite Your Life program, I want you to know that I'm talking about it so much these days because I'm also going through it myself again, so that I can look underneath that stone. What is there? And be curious. How can I reframe, rewrite the story that keeps coming back, that still haunts me, that still keeps me stuck back then? You don't need to. You don't need to. I really do encourage you to look at this I'm not just trying to sell something. That's not me. Am I trying to promote it? Yes, I am. And are the supplements and the treatments and everything costing a lot of money? Yes, they are. Could I benefit from you taking it financially? Yes, I can. But please know my deeper purpose has always, 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 always been and still is. What can I offer where someone else can benefit by seeing a way through their pain? So I'm hoping that you will find this little talk today worthwhile, that you've stayed here with me, and if there's anything you need, write me, email me, yourlifematters@junieswadron.com. Okay? Just email me, ask me what you want, book a time to be with me. And if I can, I will. When I can. If I can, I can. When? We're not sure right now. I've been told that radiation makes you very tired. We'll see. I was also told continue walking even after the radiation. Go for a walk. So I'll do what I can. But know I'm here. I remember reading in a book once, I think it was by Stephen Levine, in his book about living with living and dying, which is different than Elizabeth Kubler-Ross's book. And there was a story that he told about a woman who was a nurse who was diagnosed with cancer, and people came to see her at home, and she was and they didn't know what to say. And her biggest heartbreak is that they no longer saw her. They saw cancer. So they didn't talk about, they didn't know what. There was like all this really loud silence in the room. And oh gosh, that's the last thing I would want. So if you need something and that you think I can offer something, write to me. And I'll do my best to respond. And as soon as I can, know I'm here. I also have a lot of programs and a lot of free stuff on my website and a lot of fabulous podcasts with wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people speaking from their hearts. And it's called Soul Connections Podcasts. And the website is junieswadron.com. So I'm here for you. I have meaning in my life. You give me meaning in my life. And so all is well. Thank you.